How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Pokémon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Last time we made our way through not quite Victory Road, but at least a vast improvement over the Sun and Moon version of Mount Lanakeela's Victory Road, quote-unquote. We made our way through Mount Lanakeela, reaching the summit to where the Pokémon League is to be held. Professor Kukui lies in front of us, but also last time, lest I forget, we evolved our Poipole Venom into Naganadel, one of the coolest Ultra Beasts that was ever introduced in Pokemon. With that though, let's approach the Pokemon League and have a conversation with the one and only Pokemon Professor. Hey there, James. Whoa, you've come a long way. You've made it through all the trials and grand trials that make up the Island Challenge. Congratulations. Thanks, but aren't you cold? Nah, I'm fine. My soul burns hot, yeah? Hotter than a blast burn, even. Just one thing left for you to do. Take on the Pokemon League. This is where the real fun starts. Mount Lanakeela is where we've always finished up the Island Challenge. We built our Pokemon League right up here, as high into the heavens as we could get, to show our respect to our legendary Pokemon, and honor it. I still remember like it was yesterday. I went all the way up to Indigo Plateau, yeah? Right up to the Pokemon League headquarters. And I went right at them, cousin. Those gym leaders in Kanto really messed up my team and me up. But then I saw my team battling for me through it all, pouring their souls into their moves for me. And then that last guy, that dragon user in the cape. Oh, sorry. Enough about me. Let's get you in there, yeah? But before you head in, make sure you're good and ready. You won't be able to come back out. Here we go. It is time to enter the Pokemon League and begin the climax for the end of our journey of Alola. 4 trainers. Every Pokemon League in every region all over the world features 4 fantastic trainers called the Elite Four. Here in Alola, too, we've got 4 trainers all lined up for our Pokemon League. You'll win your way past every last one of them. You can't leave until you do. Or until you give up. Sounds good, but it also sounds tough. What are you talking about? You're a great trainer in your own right. Plus, you've got Vikavolt on your side. I expect you to show me some intense moves and real heart-stopping battles in there. Good luck, James and Vikavolt. Well, based off of Professor Kukui's dialogue telling us which Pokemon we had on our first slot of our party, you can probably guess who we're going to be challenging first. We're going to be heading all the way to the right into the Flying-type domain. So, here you are. Why don't we see who the wind favors today? You or me? Alola, and Alola once again. My name is Kahili. A few years ago, I was a champion of the Island Challenge too, just like you. I've been traveling the world to improve my skill as both a trainer and a golfer. When I heard that they made a new Pokemon League in my own home region, I came flying back to Cervalola. Have a look at my fantastic flying-type team. Here we go. We have been challenged by Elite Four member Kahili. She has 5 Pokemon, and her very first one is going to be Braviary, level 56, a normal flying type with sheer force for the ability. With the moves Crush Claw, Brave Bird, Air Slash, and Scary Face. Let's just go right away with a Thunderbolt as it's going right for a Brave Bird. That did quite a lot of damage, maybe a little too much damage, but we'll have to roll with the punches as Braviary does go down to 1 Thunderbolt. And these teams are different compared to their Sun and Moon teams as well, so if you recently played Sun and Moon, don't think it's gonna be a walk in the park. Her next Pokemon is going to be Mandibuzz, the other bird from Unova, a dark flying type, level 56, with big pecs for the ability. With the moves Bone Rush, Brave Bird, which it's using now, Punishment, and Flatter. That Brave Bird did not do as much as the Braviary one did, but Mandibuzz is a more special attacking bird anyway. However, just like Braviary, it does go down to 1 Thunderbolt only. Kahili's next Pokemon is actually going to be her ace. It's going to be Toucannon, level 57, a normal flying type with Skill Link for the ability, holding the Flyinium Z. With the moves Beak Blast, Bullet Seed, Rock Blast, and Screech. But here comes the Z-powered Beak Blast with Supersonic Sky Strike. Yeah, Gwen is gonna go down here. I expected that. I'm not too worried. A little worried, but not too worried. I do still have Rocco to come in and pick up the pieces, so we should be okay here. Although Rocco is very over-leveled compared to everybody right now, so I'm a little concerned I'm gonna be too powerful, at least with Rocco's sake, for, actually, we are a little overpowered right now anyway, but compared to everywhere else and with how much more experience Rocco gets, we're probably going to be way too overpowered. I don't want this to be too easy, but I don't want it to be too tough either. Alright, well, Toucannon went down, so next up for Kahili is going to be Hawlucha, level 56, a fighting flying type with Mold Breaker for the ability. With the moves Flying Press, Throat Chop, Dual Chop, and Poison Jab. Alright, we're gonna go for another Stone Edge. It's gonna go for Flying Press. This is a technically super effective move. Flying Press is a very interesting move, because it's kind of super effective on some Pokemon, but not really. Kahili's gonna use a full Restore, so Hawlucha's gonna gain some HP back. We are using up our Stone Edges, but we did land a critical hit, so you know what, never mind. Everything ended up working out in the end. And the last Pokemon for Kahili is going to be Oricorio, level 56, in its Ballet form, so it is Fire Flying type, with Dancer for the ability. Its moveset is Revelation Dance. Being a Fire type, it is a Fire type move. Teeter Dance, Air Slash, and Feather Dance. Okay, so I don't want this battle to end like super quickly, so I am going to use Crunch. However, it did do a lot. Jesus. Okay. It ended up doing quite a bit. Let's go... you know what? Let's go for another Crunch. Yeah, why not? Alright, down goes Oricorio. thanks to 2 crunches, which means we have defeated the very first Elite Four member of the Alola Pokemon League, Kahili. It's frustrating to me as a member of the Elite Four, but it seems your strength is the real deal. You know, I think you will bring a breath of fresh air to the Alola battle scene. I was honestly annoyed when Kukui kept pestering me to come here, but I'm glad I did. Alright, that is the very first battle down. Let's head on to the teleporter. And before we challenge the next room, we are gonna do a little bit of healing up and preparing. Hey everybody, quick jarring live action because my recording ended up failing in a sense where my wire on my 3DS capture card ended up coming loose, so it affected the recording, or at least I thought it did. In hindsight, it probably actually didn't, but on the safe side, I decided to stop the recording I was in progress with and reset to the next one. What ended up happening was I ended up having my cursor, my mouse on my computer screen, actually in the recording, and after beating the end of the game, which I ended up doing in this recording session, I have autosave. So yeah, Pokemon autosaves after you do the final boss battle and the credit sequence. So, yeah, I didn't know until after I stopped recording that I had the mouse cursor for the remainder of the main story, so unfortunately you're going to have to experience that with the next half of this episode and the next 2 episodes. I do apologize in advance, but it is what it is. I wish I could go back and re-record it, but unfortunately I can't. I could record it or use the footage in Ultra Sun instead of Ultra Moon, but then it would be weird because I would be splitting half of an Elite Four episode with the 2 versions, then a full version with 1 version and not half and half, like this one would be, and then the champion battle being different also in just a little bit of a sense. So, unfortunately, you will be experiencing my mouse cursor on a part of this episode and the next 2 episodes, but it shouldn't be too distracting. If it is, I am very, very sorry. But nonetheless, back to the rest of this episode, because I've taken up enough of your time with this jarring live action. Alright, everybody's all healed up and I am ready to go, so let's just continue going in this counterclockwise position and head inside this ghastly room. Hiya, Acerola here, bringing an old royal touch to the Pokémon League. I like how I started off her voice as Lana and then quickly went the other direction. Nanu said maybe he can't refuse a Tapu choosing him to serve as Kahuna, but he'd be darned if he had to serve as one of the Elite Four just because some guy asked him. So I guess I'll just have to battle hard enough to make up for his not being here. Here we go, we have been challenged by Elite Four member Acerola, and just like Kahili, she has 5 Pokemon, so everybody's gonna have 5 Pokemon essentially. Anyway, I did forget her voice by the way, that's why I started out doing the Lana voice, but nonetheless, the first Pokemon for Acerola is going to be Bayonet, level 56, Ghost type, with Insomnia for the ability, matches my ability here with Comatose. Anyway, its moveset is Shadow Claw, Feint Attack, Infestation, and Screech. Feint Attack does not do a lot of damage, which is good. However, Shadow Claw doesn't really do that much either, which Means, actually though, we are going to burn through Acerola's full restore early, so that's good. However, I would really like a critical hit, please. There we go. Thank you. I appreciate the critical hit as soon as I call it out. Caffeine is gonna grow to level 62. Excellent. And the next Pokemon for Acerola is going to be Frostlass, level 56, Ice Ghost type, with Snow Cloak for the ability. With the moves Blizzard, Shadow Ball, Confuse Ray, and Ice Shard. Thankfully, it doesn't have Hail to set up the snow, because with Snow Cloak as an ability, if this thing is in the hail, you are never going to touch it, or it's going to be very, very hard to touch it. Acerola is using yet another full restore. I think each Elite Four member has 3 full restores they can use, if I remember correctly. I'm probably wrong, but nonetheless, that's the second full restore. Let's see. She does not have another one. Okay, just gonna go for Blizzard, and we do live! But we don't get frozen. That's the only thing I was worried about. I just did not want to be frozen, because if we got frozen, things would be bad. Alright, down goes Frostlass. And the next Pokemon for Acerola is going to be her Dhelmise, which is level 56, a Ghost and Grass type. So, I think I'm faster than a Dhelmise. I think if I go down, whatever. It has Steel Worker for its ability, with the moves Shadow Ball, Energy Ball, Slam, and Whirlpool. We're just gonna use Shadow Claw. We are faster, okay. This thing is extremely bulky though, so I was never going to take this thing out, not in a million years. Oh my god, we lived again thanks to the Pokemon Refresh. I love Pokemon Refresh so freaking much. Now, the only thing I would love even more is if we took out Dhelmise with a second Shadow Claw, which was a critical hit, but that did not matter in the slightest. We were taking that thing out no matter what. Rocco grows to level 67, Elizabeth grows to level 65, and the next Pokemon for Acerola is, ironically enough, her own Palisand. Level 57, it's her ace. Level 57, Ghost Ground type with Water Compaction for the ability, holding the Ghostinium Z. With the moves Shadow Ball, Earth Power, Giga Drain, and Iron Defense. We are going to do quite a lot of damage here, not even half, actually, that kind of sucks. Because we are immune to Ghost type attacks, it's not going to use the Ghostinium Z, which is actually pretty good strategy, because if I can send in a Pokemon that resists Ghost type moves, we are pretty much golden. Now, theoretically, I should outspeed her with my own Palisand, right? I'm also higher leveled, and I don't think my ability or my nature hinders speed. So we're gonna go for the Shadow Ball here. Okay, we do outspeed it. Now the question is, are we strong enough to take it out? We are. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Her Palisand goes down, which means she only has 1 Pokemon remaining. Venom is gonna grow to level 54. And her final Pokemon is going to be Drifblim, level 56, Ghost Flying type, with Aftermath for the ability. And its moveset is Ominous Wind, Amnesia, Focus Energy, and Baton Pass. So this is really the only thing it can hit us with. It did get a critical hit though, which kinda sucks. Nonetheless, Shadow Ball, not gonna be enough to take out Drifblim. Okay. That sucks. I was hoping that we could actually, you know, just take it out with 1 shot, but alright. Ominous Wind probably gonna take us out. No, we lived thanks to Pokemon Refresh. Beautiful. I love you so much, Pokemon Refresh. And down goes Drifblim, thanks to another Shadow Ball. which means we have defeated Acerola.
I'm speechless. You've done me in. Phew. Well, there goes my hope of beating you to smithereens and becoming champion myself.
Alright, and with that, that is half of the Alola Elite Four down, which means only 2 more members are left. Next time on Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, we will take on those final 2 members of the Elite Four, being one step closer to becoming the champion of the Alola region. Until then though, thank you for watching, and I will catch you later.